So now, yesterday what we learned? We learned that what is optical isomer, and today we are going to learn how to know that a compound has changed the path of light. Or what is plane polarized light? What is plane polarized light? What is plane polarized light? So see, what is happening? This light which can oscillate in all direction, in all axes, when it passes through Nicol prism, it's a normal light. It's a normal light which passes through Nicol prism. The moment it passes through Nicol prism, except one axis, all axis has to be filtered out, and the light which comes out from here, it oscillates, it vibrates along one axis. Now this light has been polarized in a plane. This light has been polarized in a plane. That's why it is known as plane polarized light. Suppose this is light. This is a normal light, and it passes through a Nicol prism. And in this prism, the hole is like this. So all lights which are falling to it directly, it will pass out from this side. But the light which comes like this, the light which falls like this, they cannot pass this Nicol prism. And same thing is happening with the light when it passes through Nicol prism. This is a plane polarized light, and what we do, we keep a container here, and we set the eyepiece of polarimeter. This is the eyepiece of polarimeter. Suppose that is falling on this height. So we have set that light, we have set this polarimeter in such a way that the light which is passing through this glass falls on this part. Now we take a chemical A, and pour in this, and we keep it in this jar. Aqueous solution of this A has been kept in the jar. Now from here two options can be there. Option number one, still light is falling at the same point. Same point. If this is happening, compound is said to be optically inactive. It's a optically inactive compound. Then what is the possibilities? 2. What is the second possibility? In second case, light is not falling. Light has moved from there. From that point. This has been subdivided into two parts. So let's see once again what is happening exactly. This is the light which is plane polarized, and this is the eyepiece of polarimeter. Suppose light is falling like this. I kept a solution here, and again light is falling at the same point. If light is falling at the same point, then compound is considered as a optically inactive compound. But suppose when we put the chemical B and light is not falling at this side. This was the initial position of the light and this is the final position of the light. We cannot see that light in the eyepiece of polarimeter. We cannot see that light in the eyepiece of polarimeter. Now what to do? What to do? Then I will rotate this polarimeter. I will rotate this polarimeter to this side and suppose I got it here. Then by the vertical scale, I can know that what the angle has been tilted here, by what angle this polarimeter has been tilted. Suppose we have tilted that polarimeter by 18 degree to left side, or it can be 18 degree on right side. 18 degree on right side. If it is 18 degree on left side, it is known as levorotatory, and they are known as dextrorotatory. Dextrorotatory. L and D. This is L and this is D. Levorotatory and dextrorotatory. So this is the entire story of plane polarized light. This is the light which is falling in all axes when it passes through Nicol prism, except one axis. All axis has been filtered out. Now the eyepiece of polarimeter is set in such a way that this light is falling on the center of the eyepiece. When we keep a chemical A, the light may fall to that point or may not. If the light is falling to the same point, compound is optically inactive. But if the light is not falling at the same point, it can go to this place, it can go to this place. In that case, we have to rotate the polarimeter like this or like this. If we are rotating the polarimeter in the left hand side, it is known as levorotatory. If we rotate the polarimeter in right hand side, it is known as dextrorotatory. Now the question arises, how to write this levorotatory and dextrorotatory in terms of formula? How to write in terms of formula?